All right, you guys, what it do? Your boy is back on the grind. One more time, your boy is back at it again, you guys. And I'm bringing you a little bit different video here on the Cadillac Escalade here. So obviously this car is my daily driver. I originally wanted to do a bunch of content on it because I was wanting to kind of fix it up a little bit, kind of make it more of a reliable daily driver. It's actually been really reliable. The only thing I've ever had to do to it was put tires on it, and I upgraded the brakes to, I think, '07 to 2013 Escalade front brakes because they're an inch bigger. I think stock these came with 12-inch in the front, and I think the '07 to 13 is 13-inch. So anyways, to make a long story short, about half the time that I've had it, the ABS and the emergency brake light has come on and off kind of intermittently. And kind of more recently, it's kind of been doing a little bit more. So I actually had an issue with the back rear caliper here recently, and I think I did a video on that. But what I had noticed is the fluid in it was really bad. And I could have swore that I kind of cleared all that out when I did the front brakes, but it was probably contaminated at some point or somewhere through the line. So what I did is I rebled the whole system, and I also changed my master cylinder. No, I think I changed my master cylinder, I'm not sure. Or I changed just the brake fluid container because that thing was really dirty. I can't really remember. But anyways, so I rebled the whole system. And what I had heard is if the brake fluid is contaminated, then it can set off the ABS light. So I thought that was my problem. Anyways, I did all that. It cleared the ABS code. I don't know if just by turning it off cleared it or cleaning the brake fluid cleared it. But anyways, eventually it ended up coming back. So fast forward till, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago. I had heard a funny noise when I parked the car when I went into work. Now, I park in a parking garage at my gym, and I backed up next to these like water lines. And I heard like a humming noise, and I really didn't know what it was. And I thought maybe it was the pipes or something above. So I was like, I didn't think none of it. It was 5 in the morning. Had to get in work. And then when I left about 1 p.m., I kind of heard it again. But again, I thought it was a pipes, whatever. But when I got home and then I opened the door, I heard it again. I could hear it more clear. And so I was like, man, what is that? So I thought it was a fuel pump. I thought my fuel pump was running because it sounded just like a fuel pump. The tank was vibrating. I was like, man, my fuel pump's going out. So let me set my hand down so I don't have to hold this camera up. But so called my my buddy who's a mechanic, and he kind of troubleshooted it with me, and I was dead set that it was the fuel pump. But I was like, well, maybe it's the suspension, the air compressor pump in the back. But that's always been disconnected, but I didn't know, like maybe for some reason it was running or whatever. So I went back there. That thing's disconnected. There's not even a fuse for it up in the fuse box in the engine compartment. So that, no way that could have been running. So I'm just like, man, what's going on? I started to kind of look around the tank area. Then I noticed something that looked like a pump right in front of the tank. And it had like all these brake lines going to it. And I'm like, what is that? And I've never had to deal with this at all, ever. So it was new to me. And I felt it, and it was vibrating like crazy. So I'm like, man, this thing is going off. So then I'm like, is that the ABS? So then I do some research, and sure enough, it's an ABS pump. And then on top of the pump, there is a module. And then it had all these brake lines going to it. So then I just figured it was probably something with the ABS system. So what I did is there was a plug on it. So I unplugged it, and it shut off. So I was like, damn, well, that's it. So I started to do some research, and it is really common on these cars. Blazers, Tahoes, Denali's, the trucks, Avalanches, they all have a problem with these ABS modules going bad. And what it ends up being is, I guess, bad solder joints. So there's all kinds of tutorials of people taking them apart, doing them themselves, what have you. And I probably could do that because it seems like a fairly easy job, but I just don't want to go through the time. I don't have the time. Obviously, my little one sleeping right now, so I'm out here trying to get this done. So what I'm going to do is, actually, while scrolling YouTube, I found a video of a company who was actually showing kind of how to do it. It wasn't really a tutorial. They were just kind of just showing how to do it. Nobody was really talking on it, I don't think. And on their link, they actually have a link to their website, and they actually repair these modules. And they repair like all kinds of modules for various different makes and models of cars. They also do some other business as well too. So these modules themselves are like $400 new, or $400 or $500. I am not trying to pay that right now. And if the pump goes bad, that's another $400 or $500. So I mean, to get both of them, you're looking at spending $700-800 or more just to replace that. And it's a pain in the butt because it has like 6 brake lines going to it. So let me back up a little bit here. So if you guys don't know, what the actual pump does is it actually controls your traction control, and it also controls the braking. So if you have ABS brakes and you ever hit the brake really hard and it goes like it kind of controls the braking so you don't skid, that's what it is. So you can still drive the vehicle without the pump technically working. You just won't have the ABS function. So now, don't go saying that I told you that you could do that. Do it at your own discretion. But it's just like driving a car. It's just like driving old schools. None of these old schools have ABS brakes, so you just won't have the ABS function. So you just got to be a little bit more careful. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take off the module because the pump will stay intact. Take off the module and then send it into this company. They're called like Advanced Technical Solutions or something like that. If I can, I'll try to put a link down here. Now, I haven't used them yet, so don't go using them yet. But I thought I would make this video just for informational purposes, just so you guys can kind of know if you come across something like that where your ABS light's coming on all the time and your emergency brake is coming on all the time, you might have this issue if you have a GM product. All right, YouTube fam, I'm under the car. So here it is, right in front of the gas tank, which is right there. If you go forward here a little bit, you'll be able to see it. So right here next to the fuel filter, you can see all these lines right here going to this pump. Now this bottom piece right here is the pump, where that black deal is right there, that is the module. So the module, from my understanding, actually controls the function of the pump. So my issue is, so the common issue is the ABS light and the brake light will come on the cluster. My issue is, not only is it doing that, but it's also causing the pump to run continuously. So I think that's a separate issue within inside that module. There's 4, I think, Torque screws, I think T20s from what I heard, that plug or that screw this thing and hold it down, 1, 2, and then on the back 3, 4. So it might be kind of tight, so I'm not going to be able to film any of this, but let me go ahead and take this out right now. I'm kind of crunched for time. Well, let me knock this out real quick, and then when I get it out, I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, y'all, so I got it out just in time. It's 11:30 right now, and I got to get back in to get my little one ready. Let me see if this screen is dirty. No, it's all right. All right, so that's what it looks like when the module is off. So it has these deals right here. I don't even know what those are, cylinders or something, I don't know. But they go right on top of those studs there. And then basically, essentially, that's what controls everything. Where's my flashlight? I don't know where my flashlight went, but a lot of times too, they say the connections can actually go bad just because they're under the car. They get weathered a lot, but all mine look really good. I mean, that looks good. This one looks really clean. And then that one also looked clean. So I'll probably just tape them up. And technically, they say you can still drive the car with this off. You just have to cover it up, make sure debris doesn't get in there. So I might try to drive it as least as I can, so that way I don't risk any debris getting up in there. But what I'll do is I'll tape all these connections up, and I'll put a towel around it, and then maybe I'll use some shrink wrap or some tape or something to kind of hold that towel down over it, and then we'll kind of just go from there. All right, y'all, what it do? It is probably maybe a week and a half or so later, and I finally got the module back. They actually emailed me, and I didn't know they emailed me the confirmation and everything that it was already sent, and then it got delivered. So it came back priority mail. So actually really quick turnaround. I guess they have some sort of a guarantee that once they receive the item, they fix it within 24 hours and mail it back. So that's pretty dope. I was beginning to wonder where it was at, and then I just needed to check my email. But I have so much junk mail going on my Yahoo. That's probably why I didn't see it. So anyways, make a long story short, it's shipped. They actually package it really well. First, they bubble wrapped it. They put peanuts in it and sealed it up and good to go. So this is the module here, and these numbers weren't on it, so it looks like they numbered it just so they can kind of know where these individual cylinders were at, I guess I would call them. And they put the sticker on there, and it comes with a lifetime warranty through these guys. So if anything ever happens to this, they will repair it. So under their warranty. So I think what you have to do is this top portion is actually sealed. So this top plate, and I think you have to basically take an X-Acto knife or a razor or something and kind of cut around that very carefully, and it pops off. And then there's the motherboard, or the brains of the module behind that. And then, like I said in previous videos, if I didn't already, I think they're just cold solders, and they resolder them, all the connections. And I think the pump running issue also comes from somewhere within this module, and they charge you an extra $50 to fix that. So all in all, I think shipping and everything was $171 or something like that for them to repair it. So it's $99 to repair it for the ABS light and the brake light, and then it is another $50 to have them fix the continuous pump running issue. So, and then they seal it with their warranty tag, and if that gets damaged or it looks like you've opened it, then that voids the warranty. So anyways, we're going to try to put this in real quick while we still have daylight. That's it there. That's their business. That's their phone number, and I just found them on YouTube. So if you want to take a snapshot of that, you can. And that's the name of the company, Automotive Circuit Solutions. So it looks like they do instrument clusters, radios, SRS modules, and more. So, all right, you guys, so I got it plugged in, and it's just set up there. I don't have it screwed in right now or anything. These are the screws here. So I got it plugged in. I just want to turn it on just to see if the ABS light turns off and the traction control light actually turns off. So let me go ahead and just turn it to the on position now. I'm probably limited on time. I saw my little one kind of squirming around, but he went back to sleep. So we'll see what we can do. Sorry for the unsteady hand. Okay, so let's see. I can turn. See, my traction control light says off, but the ABS light and all that is not on, so that's good. So let's see, traction control, hit it here. Okay. Well, it might stay off right now. Let me turn it on, and we'll see what it does. Oh yeah, traction control turned off. Oh, so it says off again right there. Let me see if I hit the button what it does. Oh no, turned off. Okay. Oh, we might be in business, y'all. We might be in business. Nothing is on. This is a positive sign. No brake light, no ABS light, and the traction control light is off, so that's a plus. So let me go ahead and screw this down, chime back in here in a moment. All right, you guys, what it do? It is probably about several weeks later, at least like 3 or 4 weeks later, and I'm out here working on the Caddy, trying to fix this ABS module, and I just got it back. Hold on, let me see, my camera won't be dirty. All right, y'all, hopefully that's better. So I just got it back, and I just installed it, but I didn't screw it down. And if you guys can remember, there's like 3 plugs. You set it on top of the pump, and then there's 4 screws that screw it and secure it down. So, so far, so good. All my service lights went off. The service engine light went off, and then the traction control light went off just because it was unplugged. So now it senses that the module's connected, so now it is off. The good thing is when I put the new module in, it actually did the same thing. You know, the pump shut off and it wasn't constantly running. You can hear it running because it actually sounds like a small air pump. So that's, or a fuel pump. So that's kind of why I thought the fuel pump was bad or something. So we're constantly running. So anyways, when I put the new when I put the fixed module in, the brake light went off. So that was good. Well, all the lights went off first. And then when I was driving it around, just kind of around the neighborhood, the ABS light came back on, the service engine light came back on, and the traction control light came back on. And then I noticed the pump was running. So even when the car is off, the pump is running. But the good thing is the brake light went off, and that stayed off. So I guess a part of it was fixed, but another part wasn't. So called them, and they were like, well, that's weird. But they said there might be one other issue with it that they normally don't ever have an issue with because they've never even seen it before. It was like, well, they said one time they seen it, but it hasn't happened on any other modules that they've ever fixed. So I sent it back to them. They supposedly went back over it or whatever, hopefully rectified it, fixed it, and now I'm just now able to get it installed again. First it was delayed. It was like stuck somewhere in Missouri or something for like, almost a week. Then I got it, then it was just raining and I was just busy and I couldn't install it. So now I got a chance to install it. Car's been running for like 5-10 minutes. So far so good. So anyways, y'all, I'll probably just go ahead and secure it back on. I really don't know if not having it secured down, if you hit the brake, if it affects it or not, because I would just drive it around just so I don't have to screw it down because it's kind of in tight areas. But I don't want to risk it. I would imagine it only activates when you hit the brakes hard and stuff like that. So normal driving is probably just fine, and that's probably why I could drive the car. For one, the module was unplugged, but 2, it doesn't activate the ABS. So and again, it only activates the ABS kind of when you have a sudden stop, and then it needs to kick in the ABS braking, or the traction control. So anyways, let me go ahead and just secure it down now. I'll shut it off. Let's see if it's gonna act right. Okay, so far so good. No pump running, so that's good. So let me go ahead and screw this thing back in. My son's sleeping. He just went to sleep, so I have him on the camera. I'm actually watching him on my phone camera. So I'll go ahead and shut you guys off. I'll put the camera back on so I can watch him and screw this stuff back in, and then maybe we'll just kind of go up and down the street so I don't have to like leave and go too far, just to kind of make sure it works. Because last time I let it run, I backed up and down the driveway a couple times and it seemed fine. As soon as I left and went down the street, the pump started running. I could hear it running while I was driving. So anyways, let me go ahead and do that right now. I'll chime back in here in a moment. All right, y'all, so I just drove it around and it drove fine. I literally just drove it around the block. I just had to be real quick so I could get back. But yeah, I just drove it around the block here and it seemed to drive fine, man. So we'll kind of see what it does. It's not making any noise now, and that's what it would do. It would run while the car's off. So far so good. So I put their information out there just in case you might come across a problem like this before. And these parts are like, the module itself I think new is like $400 or $500 or something like that, and I think the pump is also about the same price. So you could probably find a deal for, I don't know, $500 to $700 if you bought them together, maybe like a used one. But everything that I found was like crazy expensive. So this is a good cheap alternative just in case you might need to get your module repaired. So if you have any issues with your pump running, your ABS light on, your brake light on, you know, your service engine light on, like. So if you have any problem with your ABS light on, or your emergency brake light on, or traction control messing up, it's probably your module. Hopefully it's not the pump, because then that's a little bit more involved, because you have to take all the brake lines off that run to the pump and all that. But so hopefully we're good to go, and hopefully I'm hoping that my pump didn't get compromised by just running overnight, because I heard the noise and I didn't really know what it was. Well, I guess it didn't run overnight. It just ran all day at it just ran like all day at my work on my shift. So it's probably like, you know, I got there 4:30 in the morning and I left about 2. So, I mean, for several hours, the pump was just running, because I didn't know what that sound was. And then I got home and it was running. So, I mean, it had to have been running a good, 12 hours or more for that day. So hopefully it didn't compromise the pump. So hopefully we're good. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Y'all know it wasn't the most exciting video, but very informational. And just in case you might need to rectify this, you'll have that information that I just shared. All right. So I'm out of here. Deuces. Peace out.